From the NewsChannel 5 network, this is Titans Talk.
Hey there, and welcome into Titans Talk. Steve Lehman here. Glad you are here with us on this Monday night on NewsChannel 5 Plus. Coming off another Titans game yesterday, another Titans loss, this time heartbreaking fashion to the Oakland Raiders by a final of 17-10. And like every Monday night, we want to hear from you guys tonight. 737-7767 is the number. We will have open lines throughout the duration of the show. Your chance to get in with your thoughts and comments about what you saw yesterday at Nissan Stadium. For the third time in 3 weeks this season, we have seen the Titans battle hard, come down to the very end of the game, and for the second time, we've seen them fall short in trying to make the plays. Unfortunately, both of those games came at home. The Titans have now dropped 16 of their last 18 games at Nissan Stadium, dating back to the finale in 2013 when they beat the Texans. And the only two games they've won in that span since then have come against the lowly Jaguars. So that is a real issue for this team, not being able to win at home, not being able to give the home fans something to cheer about, and to be able to pull these games out. They had opportunities, certainly on Sunday, but a lot of people are going to talk about that final sequence. The 2-minute drill again worked to perfection. Marcus Mariota leading the Titans from their own 20 all the way down, got a pass completion to Tajay Sharp that was all the way down inside the Raiders 3, maybe to the 2 in the final seconds there, and that's when really the wheels fell off. Taylor Lewan comes flying in at the end of that play as Sharp is stacked up and is flagged for unnecessary roughness, essentially a late hit onto the pile down there, which instead of having first and goal inside the 3-yard line when you've been running the ball effectively all afternoon, especially in the second half, as it appeared the Raiders were really starting to wilt defensively in the heat at Nissan Stadium, you're backed up to have 1st and 10 at the 17-18-yard line. Totally changes what you can do with your play calling and what you're looking to do at that point. You can't run the football there. You can't run the football at that point. Then Marcus Mariota completes what looks like a surefire touchdown to Andre Johnson, but there's another flag on the play. Johnson whistled for offensive pass interference for pushing off and extending the left arm. So then the Titans push back again, get another completion, set down a 4th down from the 12-yard line with about 15 or 20 seconds left, and Mariota's pass to the end zone to Harry Douglas falls incomplete. Lots of people were looking for a flag on that play, thinking there was contact between the defensive back Carey and Douglas going for the ball. But to no avail. There was no flag, and the Titans fall 17-10. Lots of discussion to be had about what we saw there at the end of the game, and I'll open it up to you guys. 737-7767. What do you make of those final 3 calls? Was it a correct call against Taylor Lewan for the unnecessary roughness or late hit there that really backed the Titans up in the first place? Was it a good call on Andre Johnson? Should there have been a flag on the throw to Harry Douglas? How do you rate those flags or non-call in that situation? And remembering the time of the game, does that factor in at all to you? I want to get your thoughts on that. I'll give you mine as well as we move through the night. And the other thing that I just want to bring up that I certainly would like to hear from you guys as well, but the Titans have no margin for error. This is a team that is better than what it has been. I don't see them getting blown out by anybody this year. This defense, after all, at this point, appears to be darn good. 3 touchdowns allowed in 3 weeks, just 2 touchdowns, and 17 points allowed to a Raiders offense that led the league coming into Sunday at 32 points a game, almost 500 yards of offense per game. The defense has done its job. And I think they'll continue to do the job. They're not going to get blown out. But here's the thing. This Titans team isn't good enough to blow people out or overcome mistakes. And so what you've seen week 1 and week 3, lots of turnovers will kill you. Titans turned the ball over 3 times in week 1. Turned the ball over 3 times yesterday. They lost both games in difficult fashion. Week 2, turnover battle is even. 1-1 in Detroit. Titans figured out how to win. Turnovers make such the difference, especially in the National Football League, where possessions are so few during the course of a game. Penalties make the difference. And the Titans have now been flagged for 20 over the past 2 weeks. And that's something that's just got to kill Mike Mularkey, because he has made that an emphasis of his ever since he took over this team on an interim basis last year. But even if you look at their practices through OTAs and into training camp, if you commit a penalty in practice, your entire unit, offense or defense or special teams, has to drop and do push-ups while you stand there. You're not allowed to participate. You stand there and watch what your actions just made your teammates have to do. The whole idea was to build accountability and to reinforce the fact that penalties and mistakes like that will kill. And it won't just hurt you, it hurts everybody. It's got to kill them that they've had 20 penalties now the last 2 weeks. And here's where I guess I want to hear from you guys is when you look at those penalties at the end of the game, Lewan coming flying in. To some degree, that's rooted, I think, in trying to do the right thing. His ball carriers stood up down there. The defense is pushing him back. The offensive player, it's the natural reaction to go help your guy and to try to push him forward or push back. Are you okay with that reaction? Or do you have to look at the time of the game and say, I got to be careful here. I certainly can't leave my feet to do something like that. How much do you put on Taylor Lewan for losing it in that situation? And how much of that is just playing to the whistle, as they say, and an unfortunate break for the Titans? Same thing, a little bit different level on the Dre Johnson play. He extends the left arm there, and I think that's what they got him for when Carey falls down to the ground. Some people will say that's not enough contact. Some people will say that's letter of the law. It should be called. But in that position of the game, do you look at Johnson and say you just can't make that penalty? Or is that just an effort play of trying to make the play to win? Are these penalties from the Titans, are they a real lack of discipline when you look at 20 penalties over 2 weeks and the time of the game that they've come? Or are they just guys trying to make plays on a team that's trying to figure out how to win tight games, just trying to make plays, and unfortunately, some of the time that's gone against them at this point? 737-7767 is the number. We want to get to your phone calls. But first, let's get to the highlights from yesterday. Titans looking for just their 3rd home win since 2013. Marcus Mariota early on, finding the new tight end, Jason Morrow, in for Delaney Walker. Big 3rd down conversion, part of a 10-play field goal drive to start. But right back come the Raiders. Latavius Murray, 25 yards straight up the gut. And here's Mariota trying to make something happen late in the first half, reaching for the first down line, and he coughs it up. 1 of 3 turnovers on the game led to a field goal just before the half. Derek Carr to Seth Roberts, and that is just too easy. 17-3 Raiders at the half. But here comes DeMarco Murray, and the Titans fighting back again. 36 yards. Murray 114 yards on the day. First Titan since Chris Johnson 2013 to top 100 for a game. And he would cash in later on the drive with that great effort to get the touchdown and make it a 17-10 game. Just like last week, Mariota would be at his best late. 25 yards to Harry Douglas here in the 2-minute drill. Then he gets it to Tajay Sharp, and here's the play we're talking about. Down all the way to the 2 before he gets stuck up And there's Lawan coming to fly in late. There comes the penalty flag. And here's Andre Johnson. Looks like he's the hero for the second straight week. But another flag pushes him back again. So last chance, 4th and 4. Incomplete. Titans would love to see Laundry on this play, but there is no flag. Raiders hold on. 17-10 the final. Mariota 17 of 33. 2 interceptions and that fumble. And Oakland comes into Nissan Stadium and wins, dropping the Titans to 1-2 with that 17-10 win. A very disappointing start for the Titans there, because these were games early on in the season, the quarter pole of the season, which will end this week in Houston. An opportunity to really start things off and make people feel like this is a different year and this is a different team. They had Minnesota, a team that's now 3-0. They had them on the ropes if it wasn't for those turnovers in week 1. They win the game in Detroit. They come home. They've got the Raiders. There's a shot at the end of the game when you haven't played well the entire game, and you bring it down to those few plays and a few penalties and a few mistakes, and you can't win the football game. Disappointing. Disappointing to be 1-2. But for you Titans fans out there, as you look at it, is it discouraging in the sense that 1-2 isn't where you want to be, but you feel that this is pretty reflective of what this team is moving forward? Or have you seen enough in these 3 weeks to feel like this is a different team and that at some point they can get over that hump and start to win these games on a consistent basis? 737-7767 is the number. I'll tell you one guy who's confident. Mike Mularkey told us today in the media that if the Titans would have scored there, if the Dre Johnson catch would have held up or they scored on any other play on that drive, they were prepared to go for 2 and the win. Just like Jack Del Rio and the Raiders did in New Orleans back in week 1, the Titans were ready to turn the tables against them and go for 2 in the win yesterday. That's how confident they were heading into that drive that they were going to score, and that when they did, they had a play to dial up and win this game right then in regulation. You don't see that a whole lot at home, but that's the confidence Mike Mularkey has. All right, we need to take our first break. We will come back. Phone lines are lighting up, and we will get to you guys, each and every one of you tonight. We want to hear your thoughts on yesterday's game. 737-7767 is the number. Back with your thoughts on the Titans' loss to the Raiders right after this. Stay tuned. This is Titans Talk.